All right, so today we're going to be talking about an ambient album from the 70s. It came out in 1976. It's called New Age of Earth, and it's by ASHRA. ASHRA is the name that Manuel Göttsching named himself after he broke off from the group that he put together in the early 70s, which was ASH RA TEMPEL. And with ASH RA TEMPEL, he, along with Klaus Schultz, created music, kind of more psychedelic, groovy music per se. Klaus Schultz broke off from the group after recording the first album, and he went solo. And obviously Klaus Schultz has left a mark on the electronic scene for eons, as you quite might know about Klaus Schultz. So today we're going to be talking about ASHRA, and the name, that's the name that Manuel Göttsching gave himself when he recorded this album in he actually recorded it prior to 1976, but it came out in 1976. Manuel Göttsching, he grew up playing classical guitar, and at a very young age he got together with his best friend and created a band. He wasn't quite influenced by the 1950s or the 1950s artists. He was a little bit young at that time. When he actually got into music and was trying to create some music on his own was in the 60s, late 60s, and so he got together with Klaus Schultz, and there's a third member that of ASH RA TEMPEL that he got together with, which is slipping my mind right now. But anyways, so they got together, created ASH RA TEMPEL, and then Manuel Göttsching, he went out and created his solo work, which this album was one of the first albums that he put out as a soloist. He was interested in drums, but his friend said, "No, you should stick with the guitar." And so he played the guitar in ASH RA TEMPEL, and likewise he also played guitar on this album. And by this time he played guitar, and he got into synthesizers and piano playing, and so this album kind of really is renowned throughout the world as being a classic ambient album. And I'm gonna review the 4 songs on it, and there's the first song is around 6 minutes long. The second song is actually 12 minutes long. Then there's a third song which is around 5 minutes, and then the fourth song is like a 20-minute tour de force song, which you can break up into smaller pieces. I suggest the fourth song on the album, you should break up into like, I suggest every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, you'll notice there's a change in the music, and if you want, you can even break it up into 3 minutes or 2 minutes. But I suggest five, because the piece is slightly over 20 minutes long, and which leaves approximately around 6 minutes if you cut it up into 5 minute intervals. It's meant to be listened to, as one song, but to help you digest the 20 minute song, you can first, just listen to it incrementally, 5 minutes, and just notice at the 5 minute mark, each time 5 minutes go by, did the music change? And it does. It changes every like 5 minutes. There's a different theme within the fourth song. So I'm going to review that with you today, each song, and I kind of wrote down my thoughts for each song, and we're going to go into that right now. If you like this this review, and if you want to hear more reviews of other artists, please subscribe to my channel, and also please give me a like and comment if you've heard this album. If you've never heard it before, what are your favorite songs off the album? I can tell you right now that the first song is really good. The third song is probably one of my favorites off the album. The second song is 12 minutes long, but it's really good as well. But let's review it as I wrote it down, and we'll go get into it right now. All right. So the third member of ASHRA Temple was Hartmut Enke. It's Hartmut, and then last name is Enke. And he actually died in 2005. And as a matter of fact, Klaus Schultz died last year, and also Manuel Göttsching just passed away last year. So the three founding members of ASHRA Temple are actually not with us anymore. So, and Manuel Göttsching has left us a beautiful catalog of music, which will be heard for many, many generations. And his music is it's more, it's not as abrasive or very like the music is really soft edged, like not tattered on the edges, right? It's very well thought out. The music, he was a classical guitarist growing up, so you can kind of hear the influence of classical guitar in his in his music. He does plays electric guitar, but he just jams with the guitar for a very long time. And within this album itself, there is, for the most part, it's synthesizers, but you can hear his guitar playing in the background, and sometimes in the foreground, depending on the song. But so let's review the songs, and let's get into it right now. So the first song off the album is called Sun Rain, and these are the thoughts that I wrote down as I was listening to the music. I've listened to the album over a dozen times, because it's essentially, it's just four songs long, and it's less than an hour long, the entire album. So I've had many lessons to the album, and it's grown on me. I've actually liked it from the very beginning, and it's only grown on me more and more. I really like the album a lot. I think it's one of the highlights of his musical output, Manuel Göttsching, or as AKA ASHRA. All right, so first song, Sun Rain. As quick as the sun and rain interchange in the sky, hearing distant galloping break beats fast approaching, looking across a summer country field on a sunny, warm midday. You notice an Arabian horse galloping without hardship, but rather poised and relaxed, becoming bigger and filling out your view as it comes closer. A meandering, lonely synth plays out in the sky above. Musical notes change chord structure, and a melody builds and becomes dominant. The synth sounds play up and down the keyboard with some quick scales. The horse runs past you into the summer fields in front of you. Slowly you trace the horse's path forward until it disappears in the warmth of the summer sun. It starts to rain and your clothes become wet, till the sun dries out your clothes and you're left with a refreshing, fulfilling thought. So that's the first song. That I kind of like, for instance, you know, how Fantasia, when you're sitting in the listening to the music, sitting down, and your thoughts start to wander as the music approaches. And so these are the thoughts that came to my mind as I was listening to the song. And so that kind of paints a picture, if you will, of the actual song. And I hope you enjoyed it, because we're going to go on to the next song right now. Okay, so the second song off the album is Ocean of Tenderness. And these are the thoughts that I wrote down as I was listening to it. Just like if I was sitting down and listening to this music at a concert. And these are the thoughts that are coming to me as the music comes towards me and envelopes me all around. So, Ocean of Tenderness is the second song. You're on a high cliff overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. You sense and hear interesting animal-sounding synths, dolphins or seals in the water and on the shore below. Time is slowly approaching evening, and a calm sense of tranquility overtakes your body, and you slip into a casual dream. As you lay there and feel a cool breeze, a faint yet ever-present synth melody plays out, surrounding your senses and drawing you ever nearer to the deep relaxation. Someone in the distance is playing a guitar, weaving a tender lullaby as your body and soul listens without interruption. As the guitar continues, you are aware of the dolphin and seals of the coast of the Atlantic. Everything fades out into oblivion as you fall ever so more into a deep sleep. So those were my thoughts listening to the second song, Ocean of Tenderness. All right, so now we're on to the third song, which is called Deep Distance. And these are my thoughts when I was listening. A high-pitched melody slowly approaches, accompanied with percussive beats gently following. You're still overlooking the tall sandy cliffs into the deep distance of the Atlantic Ocean. Your imagination delves into the waters of the Atlantic, and you're traveling deeper and deeper beneath the waves. You swim by many schools of fish and see colorful coral reefs and all the abundant sea creatures floating past you as the busy underwater atmosphere overcomes your senses with immense joy. So that one was the third song, which is Deep Distance. It's around 5 minutes long. The first song is around 6 minutes long. The second song is around 12. The third song, Deep Distance, is around 5 minutes long. So we're going to go into the last song now. All right, so fourth song, Night Dust, which is slightly over 20 minutes long, I think around 22 minutes. So here are my thoughts of Night Dust. A tour de force of ambient sounds coming and going. The dark night approaches, and all the busyness that came prior is slowly winding down. You approach a prism, which separates all the musical notes into an orchestra of sound. As the night dust settles beneath the ocean waves, out of the distance a guitar tune develops and becomes ever more present as time flows by, second by second. So, like I said, the fourth song you can break up into intervals to help you digest it better. My favorite songs off the album, it would have to be, first of all, the first one, Sun Rain. It's just a really fun, optimistic, quick song that gets you going, and it's beautiful. It's very nice. The second best song off the album, I would say, is the third song, which is Deep Distance. And then probably the third best song off the album, I would say, is Ocean of Tenderness. And then the fourth song, which is 20 minutes long, it takes a while before you get into it. You have to at least listen to it at least twice or 3 times, more than once, because it's a lot to digest. But as far as ambient music goes, Manuel Göttsching is a pioneer within the ambient. Like they say, it's krautrock, which is, I don't necessarily agree with that term. I would call it more like ambient music, or cosmic sound, which is cosmic sounding, which is what the Germans actually call it, the type of genre it is. As far as giving the album a ranking, I would definitely give it a very high ranking, because it's one of those albums that really stands out, and is one that has been around since the 70s, and you're not going to find another artist that is similar to Manuel Göttsching, because there's sometimes with some artists there's only one type of artist, and it's their sound. It cannot be imitated or made again by someone else. Of course, he's not with us anymore, and so his musical legacy will go down in history as one of the pioneers of krautrock, especially with the starting with ASH RA Temple, and then going solo and creating his own music, which is very unique and also very desirable to all listeners, because well, I guess you might not like the album, but I'm willing to bet that you will enjoy it if you like ambient music. So that's it for me. The rating, like I said, 0 to 10, 10 being excellent, the perfect, 0 being horrible. This album I would probably place, like, I would give it a like 9.5, 9.5 out of 10. It's a very good album. You should check it out. If you like these reviews, let me know in the comments, and subscribe so we can build this community, and comment and like my video so we can get it out more to more people. And let's build up that subscriber base. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing. So I'll see you in the next review. I believe next time I'm going to be reviewing probably a freestyle album, but I haven't yet decided on which one, but you'll definitely know once it comes out. So I'll see you next time, and thanks for listening, and have a good day.